Hello and welcome to Heal Thyself. This is LP and we'll be talking about being good to your neighbor. Now, I grew up in this home, as I say, with my mother suffering with mental illness. But she was a mother. She grew her children right. She teaches us honesty. She teaches us how to behave. We never gave our mother any worries. And she was grateful for that. But there was things I took up from my mother on how to move with people and how to deal with people. Due to her mental illness, I developed a lot of things that was beneficial to me. So, we'll be talking about how to treat your neighbor. Now, I grew up in my beautiful Caribbean island, and when I was younger, people used to have more different. I find they had a more togetherness when I was a younger child. When I was young, my neighbor house caught on fire. And I was outside at the time, and I alerted my neighbors that their house was on fire. And we even came to help our neighbors, run our house and help our neighbors put the fire under control. And even someone from way in the other street came to help his nieces from the fire. So this is how it is. But the very strangest thing is, the very house that we saved from burning down, is the very neighbors that gives trouble. You see, one of them came to live, the same gentleman who saved his nieces came to live close to me. And he acted very nicely and all cautiously and all sweet. Even when I have a liquor parlor, and I was doing the painting myself, because I'm a girl who likes to do things for herself. As I say, I was raised by somebody who was suffering with mental illness, so I had to teach myself all kind of things to survive. But painting was something I liked to do, and I was painting my shop at that time. Me alone painting my shop. This neighbor came over. He was nice. He was trying to show me how to paint. But I'm a girl. I don't already get it down. I know to paint. I love to paint. It relaxes me. So I paint my whole shop by myself. So he came over nicely, and then all of a sudden my neighbor started to change. My neighbor started to be spiteful. He would burn things on our wall. He would always be arguing, quarreling with himself. Always in the forefront, telling lies about us as his neighbor. And I asked myself what that was all about. Once I was going down the road and I met him. He was going up and I was coming down. And he looked at me with this look in his eyes. And he made a sign of a cross. I said, what is all that about? I said, is he going to die? What kind of behavior is that? And long behold, my neighbor died. He died. So I want this to be a lesson. Being good to your neighbor, one day that neighbor could throw out the fire that your house is on. It's time people be nice to each other. You have a neighbor, get to know your neighbor. You won't get up into your neighbor's business, but one day you may need that neighbor to help you out of situation. And this is the thing what is going on in the world now. There's no neighbors anymore. I have neighbors. I still am nice to my neighbors. I treat my neighbors with respect. If I have something, I will give to my neighbors. I will go so far as to go down in the other street and give to the other neighbor. I'm friendly with everyone who wants to be friendly with me. If you don't want to be friendly with me, well, fine. But as I say, being loving to your neighbor, my mother taught me that. That woman who suffered with mental illness taught me that. Being loving to your neighbors. And people, please, out there, be loving to your neighbor. You never know. You may fall along in the road and the neighbor's there to pick you up. When my mother died, my neighbor them jumpy, they asked me, what do I want? They asked me, at that time they have rent tables and chairs, and they give it to me free because I'm a good neighbor. You see, being good to your neighbor is not no big problem. This is part of healing yourself. So this is Heal Thyself. I am LP. Peace out.